The funniest shit is going on right now in the gaming community, and I'm all here for it. There are so many people, and this is not a joke. I am not making this up. There are currently so many people that want skill-based matchmaking in Xdefiant because they can't win games, or because they think it's boring because they're winning all the time. That's a small minority. Most of these people, I've been looking on Reddit, I've been looking on Twitter, I've been keeping an eye on it because I knew that I was gonna make a video on this. As the SBMM hater that I am, even though I love Call of Duty so much, I was gonna enjoy this. I'm literally drinking the blood, sweat, and tears from every single new gen player that is complaining on the internet right now, and it feels, it feels so good. As a Call of Duty veteran, I have never been happier about this. Now, there's two types of people in this camp. There's a type of people that says that this game gets boring really fast because all they do is run around and hold the mouse button or hold the trigger. There are so many people out there complaining about this game, saying that Call of Duty is way better and that skill-based matchmaking is what made COD what it is today. First of all, you know nothing about Call of Duty, okay? Call of Duty was the biggest FPS game 15 years ago, okay? Like, you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. And this is what I'm noticing the most. There's not a single veteran FPS player that is making these claims. It is all new gen kids that have no idea what is going on. That have no... Oh my god, that delay. Ooh! That have no idea how the FPS scene grew, what it came from. Honestly, it's all just the Warzone kids, like most of them, like Modern Warfare 2019 and up, it's all those people. I've been seeing a lot of different statements. One of the more weirder statements that I've seen is that, or well, it's not weird, it's very clear why that statement is there, but one of the biggest statements that I've seen is that people are not able to win games or win gunfights because, quote-unquote, how Xdefiant feels. The fact that you're not winning your gunfights in a game without skill-based matchmaking means you were trashed from the start. I'll be the first one to say it. You're absolute dog shit at arcade shooter games. Call of Duty for the past 5 years has not been an arcade shooter game. It's been a skill-based milsim kind of deal that, you know, it doesn't even know what it wants to be honest, because Modern Warfare 3 is kind of a mess with all the skins and stuff. How is that a hit marker? But it is so funny to me, because one, Xdefiant has no skill-based matchmaking. So if you're losing, that's on you. Like, there's nothing else to blame. It's literally you. You're ass at the game. And second of all, for the controller players in that bracket, I'd say Xdefiant has about 50% less aim assist than Call of Duty. And when you're sniping, that gets halved once again. So when you're sniping, you have like 25% the amount of aim assist that you would have on Call of Duty. Now, for people like me, that's not a problem, because as you guys know, I play without aim assist on controller on Call of Duty. I got no issue playing Xdefiant and still doing well. But if you're a reg gunner and you can't hit your shots on this game, I'm sorry, but you've always been trash. Like, that's just what it is. If you're losing gunfights, if you don't like the movement, you're just dog shit at first-person shooting games. That's just what it is. This is an actual arcade shooter, the way that Call of Duty was 15 years ago, 10 years ago. This is what Call of Duty used to be. A lot of people don't seem to realize that, and 90% of these people making these claims don't even know that, because they're like, what, 17, 18? Like, in the last 5 years, all of these people that have come up in the scene that are so-called Warzone gods and super movement kings and whatever, and, you know, they give these titles to themselves. I'm not giving them any titles. There's been, like, a massive insurgence of, quote-unquote, really good players in the last 5 years on Call of Duty and Warzone, like both multiplayer and Warzone. And the reason why that is because Call of Duty for the last 5 years has only been catering to new players that have never played a Call of Duty game before. Skill-based matchmaking to keep them safe in their own little bracket. Massive amounts of aim assist on controller to help them hit shots against mouse and keyboard players, because they refuse to put input-based matchmaking in the game. And now these people are hopping on Xdefiant, and all they do is complain because they're not as good as they thought they were. All of these people are absolute dog shit and have always been absolute dog shit from the start. Now is just the time when they realize that, because Call of Duty has been holding their hands for so long, and now they have no clue what to do in an actual fast-paced arcade shooter. It is the funniest shit to me. I absolutely love it. And then there's the people that, like, instead of just complaining about Xdefiant, they are defending skill-based matchmaking. They are making Reddit threads and Twitter threads and videos and everything you can imagine to say that skill-based matchmaking needs to be in Xdefiant because otherwise the game is not fun. I'll say it again. They want skill-based matchmaking in Xdefiant because otherwise the game is not fun. I don't know what to make of that, but to me that just sounds like you're admitting that you're bad at the game. Because with no skill-based matchmaking, you can come across players that are 10 times better than you. I've gotten stomped in some of these lobbies, like absolutely destroyed. But I've also destroyed myself. Fun fact, I hit my first triple on the game today. Here it is. And the fact that I can get destroyed but also destroy myself is the #1 reason why skill-based matchmaking is absolutely ruining gaming as a whole. Not just FPS games, but any game that has a competitive setting or PvP setting for that matter. If there is skill-based matchmaking in casual lobbies, it ruins the game and the experience. Why, you might ask? Good question. Because if there's no skill-based matchmaking and you go up against players that are better than you and you get absolutely destroyed, that gives you an indication that you maybe need to practice a little bit and you need to spend more time on the game to get better. And with no skill-based matchmaking, you can do that because your next lobby might be way easier, where you can practice your shot, practice your aim. And then the lobby after that might have some more advanced players and you'll have to try a little bit harder. And then the lobby after that might be super easy and you can relax a little bit. It all adds up to the player having the best possible experience in the game, both in having fun and in improving in the game. And people do not seem to realize that. With skill-based matchmaking active, especially as high as it is in Call of Duty, when you go up against someone like me, for example, I've been playing Call of Duty for 15 years, my skill-based matchmaking bracket is insanely high on Modern Warfare 3. Even though I'm sniping, it is still insanely high. And there is nothing I can do to change that except maybe reverse boost for like a full week to get my bracket lower. But even then, I'll play 2 games, I'll destroy those 2 lobbies, and I'm back in my higher bracket, causing me not to improve. Because I'm going up against people that are on my level, which is, if I do say so myself, pretty fucking insane. And I will stay in that bracket as long as I keep playing in that bracket and playing on my own, you know, average level. Like my average score per minute, average kills per game, average movement, all of that is how... All of that is what the Call of Duty skill-based algorithm is using to put you in a bracket. Which means there is no room to improve and no need to improve unless you want to play against fucking scum. That is literally the only... I tweeted out a few days ago, before Xdefiant released, I was just, you know what, I'm gonna hop on Call of Duty, snipe a little bit, and warm myself up for Xdefiant because I haven't played in a few days. I got onto Call of Duty. First game of the day, picked up the sniper, dropped it at about 40 kills, nothing insane, but above average in comparison to the rest of the lobby. And my next game was instantly more sweatier. Now, it was more sweatier in the fact that people were guarding the objective and, you know, playing the actual game as it was a competitive setting, which I don't mind. Like, if you're gonna play super sweaty for the objective, do your thing. You know, if that's what makes you happy, I don't do that because I'm a sniper. I don't really care about the objective. It's been like that for 15 years. Stop whining about it. But in that game, I performed kind of the same, you know, 35, 40 kills, a few more deaths, but nothing that was like significantly different to the first game I played. Going into the third match, I was getting either absolutely lasered from across the map by a meta build, I was getting my head blown off by a shotgun by people sitting in a corner, or I was getting absolutely destroyed on the objective by people that think they're playing for $1 million. There was not a single casual player in that lobby except for me. And you're trying to tell me that is fun? That is how gaming is going to be fun for the rest of the days, for the rest of the years to come? That's how gaming is going to be fun? You have no idea and no right to speak about gaming in that way if you're playing like that. Because I know for a fact, and everyone else knows this, everyone that has been in the community for years and years knows that these are all new gen players. They're the new gen players that grew up watching CDL, watching YouTubers, watching streams, and seeing everyone sweat like a fucking animal in the content that they watch. And the only thing they think of is, oh, we got to do that too. And what does skill-based matchmaking Call of Duty do? They're like, oh, come here. You're a new player. We'll guard you. They get to practice, like the first few matches that they play. Those are their practice matches. And the algorithm sees that and is like, oh, you're actually really good. Here you go. I'll put you in this lobby with a bunch of snipers that are just trying to enjoy their game, but they're dropping a lot of kills, so I want you to show them how it's done. That is what skill-based matchmaking in Call of Duty is. In a nutshell, of course. There's way more behind that, but you know. Now, I can already see the comments on this video, like, oh, look at this guy complaining about Call of Duty, and then he has like a bunch of Call of Duty merch and stuff in his background. He's such a Call of Duty fanboy. He doesn't know what he wants. I've seen it all on Twitter already. But yes, I absolutely love Call of Duty, and I love the franchise, and I have an insanely amount of passion for the franchise that is Call of Duty. But that does not mean that I have to agree with what they have been doing for the past 5 years. You know why I keep playing Call of Duty? Like, Nero Cinema tweeted out, I think yesterday, 2 days ago, that he's having a ton of fun on Xdefiant, and that skill-based matchmaking has really hurt the Call of Duty community and has really changed the way that people play, and that gaming is not fun like that. And there were so many comments on that tweet telling Nero Cinema to never play Call of Duty again. You know why we play Call of Duty even though we complain about it all the time? Because it was the only fucking game that was there to play for us. If you enjoy Call of Duty in the amount that we do, like content creators, snipers, and people that are just very passionate about Call of Duty, if you enjoy Call of Duty in the way that we do, there's only one game you can play, and that is Call of Duty, because there is nothing else. If you enjoy Battle Royales, you can play Fortnite, Apex, Warzone, PUBG, H1Z1. There are many different games that have the same play style, as in it's a Battle Royale, and you have a lot of differences between those games, but at the end of the game, it is still a Battle Royale, and you will still enjoy it because you enjoy Battle Royale. If you enjoy first-person shooter games, and you started off with Call of Duty, or Call of Duty is your main game, forget about it. There's not a single other game that you can go to that will give you the same fulfillment that Call of Duty gives you. You know, I said this in my last video, like, it's not that there's no options. I know there's options. There's Battlefield, there's basically every other FPS game, but none of them feel the same as Call of Duty, and that is the biggest... That is a problem. There hasn't been competition to Call of Duty in so many years that Call of Duty basically has done whatever the fuck they wanted. Now, with Xdefiant, which is actual competition to Call of Duty, because it is an arcade FPS shooter, and in case some of you, for some reason, don't know, Xdefiant is developed by ex-Call of Duty developers, by the way, which is something people seem to forget all the time. There is something else to do. I have said this in the team chat a few times. I don't know if I'm gonna go back to Call of Duty if Xdefiant keeps doing well, because the amount of fun I'm having on this game completely puts Call of Duty out of the picture. I don't think about Call of Duty. I don't want to play Call of Duty. I don't care about the updates. I don't care about the leaks. It is just way better and way more fun on Xdefiant. There's nothing else for me to say. This game is fun. It's a lot of fun, and it's because there's no skill-based matchmaking, and because it feels like an old-school Call of Duty. Those are the two main reasons. Other reasons for me are that this game is super colorful, it looks super happy, and there's a lot of funny shit you can do. And sniping feels super satisfying. To get to the point of this video, if you believe that skill-based matchmaking is what makes video games fun, you're either an ultra sweat, and then by all means stay on Call of Duty because we don't want you on Xdefiant, or two, you're way worse at video games than you originally thought and you're just butthurt about it. Simple as that.